Hello, it's 7 in the morning on a Tuesday in mid-February. Outside I can hear the persistent cawing of crows. And I think of February as the time of crows and cardinals. There's a certain place near the University of Waterloo. And this time of year, I know if I go there, the trees are going to be full of crows, full of crows. And, some people don't think they're the nicest and most beautiful of birds, but man, they're survivors. They make it through. They find food. They find some degree of warmth. I remember when we used to live in Chatham, we were on an old street with a lot of old homes, big front porches. You felt we were going back a generation or two, but we enjoyed the house we had on Cross Street, 95 Cross Street, Chatham, just about 3 blocks down from the big Roman Catholic Church, and I think that's why they named the street Cross Street. Well, Cross Street was where we enjoyed the birth of our daughter, our first of 2 children. Cross Street was where we were saved, attending Victoria Avenue United Church and hearing people testify about the real deal of the true goods. Cross Street. Number of people we entertained in that old home. The place had a stairway that came down to the kitchen. It was for unnoticeable entrance of a servant from a bedroom upstairs to the kitchen beneath to prepare while the hosts and guests were out in the living room and dining room area in the front of the house. And the dining room had this beautiful stained glass window on top of a big picture window looking out onto Cross Street. Our little daughter, she just thought stained glass was fantastic. And of course, the sunshine would come through and there'd be prismatic effect on the wall at certain times of day. And she'd look at that and think that's just magic. And she was like 1 year old. Her first Christmas there, holding her, singing about the Christmas tree, oh, the Christmas tree. You don't let go of memories like that. But Cross Street in Chatham, with nothing but cornfields and soybean fields all around, it was full of crows. I mean, in the wintertime, they had to do certain things to keep the crow population down. The city was doing things about crow control. And I listen to the cawing music now and I say, way to go, guys. Keep it up. Make it through. Make it through. Grim determination to make it through. And most of them do. Although occasionally you'll see one dead by the roadside because he stayed too long over a casualty, some little critter that died. I can remember also a trip out west, Alberta, and oh my, they got ravens out there. And similarly, a trip to take our son to college in Thunder Bay, way up Superior Way. Again, ravens, and those guys are big. And yes, survivors through the winter. But then there's the other bird, and this one I also start to notice in February. It's the cardinal. Beautiful, red, crimson joy and music. He sounds like a children's water pipe that would play music, kind of like a kazoo, but a water pipe is so clear. It's like a bird. And there's that red bird, and it doesn't matter what kind of weather it is. Let's say it's a freezing rain session, and the trees are glistening with a covering, a lacquer, if you will, of ice. And the branches crackle in the crispness of the ice hanging onto them. They try to flex. The ice says, no, you won't. And finally crackle. And down falls a sprinkling of ice. And there's that cardinal up there. It'll come, it'll come, it'll come, it'll come. That's what I think he's saying. Weet you, weet you. And for me, years and years working in that steel factory, I would look up in the yard to one special tree and the cardinal would be there and he'd just be singing his prophetic news, his joy. And by faith now, not by determination and grim stick-to-itiveness, by faith. He sang. He expected. He proclaimed to others, giving hope. And yes, he made it through as well. So there's February, in my estimation, 2 birds. And I love to hear either one of them. Of course, I love birds, period. I'm goofy about finding birds and studying birds and talking with birds, if you will. Well, poor Doug, he talks with birds. Well, that's it. Just some thoughts. I heard one outside the door. I thought, oh, nuts. It's a crow. He's doing his level best. I need to pay tribute to crows and cardinals. Thanks very much. Have a nice day.